Hey, it's Michael again. So in this lesson I'm going to show you a few things, a technique called hybrid picking, and then I'm going to introduce you to an interval called a tenth, which is possibly one of the most beautiful sounding on guitar. Alright, so what do I mean by tenths? Well, if we took the G major scale where everything I just played comes from, this is what we're going to use. Okay, so everything I just showed you comes from that scale. So in this G major scale, or any major scale, there are 7 notes. So the notes we have in this scale are G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and then it resets to G again. So G, A, B. So to get an interval of a tenth, we're going to take this note, the first note in the scale, G, and then we're going to count from there up 10 notes in the scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There it is, 10. So that's an interval of a tenth. So that's what we're doing in this, okay? Now I'll teach you a little exercise here, which might sound a lot like a famous Beatles song, by the way, called Blackbird. So here's a little exercise. So that's the notes and the chord shapes we're going to use. You can interpret the rhythm any way you want here, by the way. Now, specifically what I'm doing today is using a technique called hybrid picking, okay? You don't have to do this, but it just really lends nicely to this sort of thing. Feels good as well. So whatever the lowest note in these chord shapes I'll show you is, you're going to just play that with a downstroke with the pick. But you're going to have your middle finger on the picking hand free. You're going to pick an upstroke as if you were finger picking. So hybrid picking is a combination of using the pick or the plectrum and finger picking. Now the usefulness of that here is those notes are very far away from each other on different strings, so it's a real easy way to get this without having to do big jumps with the pick. But of course I would say learn it both ways. You should be able to alternate pick that and hybrid pick it. And as I continue in this lesson, you can also play these as little chords, as in strum them at the same time. Okay, so you can interpret that however you want. So the first shape in the exercise is this. And I like to give it a nice shimmery vibrato there. It sounds really good. So that's a G and a B. But the B's in the next octave, so that's why it's called a tenth, okay? If I was just using this B and trying to play it somewhere else like this, that's something different. That's a third, okay? So what makes this sound really cool is the distance between the notes. So that's a tenth. Next note in the scale is A. Now you'll see a pattern emerge here. The next note 10 notes away is the next note in the scale after that B note. So it's a C. So A and C together is another 10th interval here. Now we'll keep going, just move this shape across 2 frets. And that's B and D together. So this is what we got so far. Now we go to the next string. So the next note in the scale we would play is C here on fret 3 of the 5th string. And the next 10th interval is all the way up here, fret 5 of the B string, and it's an E. So we've got C and E. Now you can do that with the pinky finger or the 3rd finger. Just use whatever works here, but I'm going to suggest stick to the fingers I've used. Now that shape is movable here. Move it up 2 frets. So now we would have D and F sharp. This is the next 10th interval. We got another one. Now this is a different shape here. That's an E note and a G note up here on the B string that we're playing. So the E on the 5th string and the G on the 2nd string. So let's recap these last 3. So on to the next string now. The F sharp note at fret 4 of the D string. And the note 10 away in the scale for this is the A note on the high E string. So we have seen that shape just previously, but we're on different strings now. So we've got 2 more shapes to do. Fret 5 of the D string and fret 7 of the high E string. That's G and B together again. So the next combination must be A and C, like before. That's fret 7 of the D string and 8 of the high E. And that's all the shapes.